Hey guys, what's up? Mike here with another video. A bunch of just debating about what to considering. So I have a bunch of stuff to review. About me actually I'm gonna be doing Winter Soldier number 3, by Ed Brubaker, Butch, Guice, Bettie Breitweiser, and someone else did this. Stefano Guadiano. So the issue as I said, I've been really liking what Ed Brubaker and the Winter Soldier team has been bringing to this book. Just this whole realism, you know, regardless of it being, super a comic book and about being superheroes. There's a lot of realism. Like this is steeped in realism in terms of just history and the environment and the field is very like super spyish, and this is why I want the book to be like. And they do a lot of that in it. So the book starts off with it starts off actually in New York City in the harbor, and it starts with actually the Red Ghost, who's ex KGB doctor. He uses apes and gorillas and stuff and monkeys to his he mind controls them and uses them to fight and stuff, genetically alters them. And him and one of the sleeper agents, they meet Nico, who is one of the handlers. In issue 2, he actually kills his family, and because the sleeper agents were reactivated or activated, not reactivated, activated, and the Red Ghost and the sleeper agent are telling him, he drew too much attention by killing his family, that no one told him to get married, like he failed as an agent, and the war was never over. You just failed, and they kill him. And then one of the KGB agents, on the sleeper agents, he asks, he's like, "Did we really lose the war?" And the Red Ghost tells him, he's like, "No, we didn't. That's what America wants you to think. We're start the war is gonna start again, and we're gonna win this time." So after that, we end up with Bucky or Winter Soldier and Black Widow, and they're in their I guess headquarters. It's like I guess it's like a space station or a giant floating ship with Nick Fury and another one their intel guys, and they're trying to they're catching up on the situation. When the Red Ghost, he bought these codes for the sleeper agents, he didn't only get them. He got a Doombot, and this poses an even bigger problem. And now they're trying to figure out their plan, and they figure it out. They pretend to try to assassinate Doctor Doom, and through that they're gonna use a Doombot to escalate this situation to probably war. So they know that there's only one candidate or Nick Fury knows the candidate for this, and it's Lucian von Bartis. Some of you may be asking, who's Lucian von Bartis if you don't read comic books. Well, back when Doctor Doom was overthrown in Latveria, Lucifer von Bartis became the Nick Fury explains this in the book, but Lucifer von Bartis became the prime minister. But she really wasn't the leader the U.S. wanted, so she was selling supervillains like tech, and so Nick Fury and the U.S. government wouldn't let Nick Fury or anyone do anything about it. So Nick Fury assembled a secret team of heroes: Captain America, Black Widow, Spider-Man, a whole bunch. Daredevil, I think, was part of the secret. And it's actually called the Secret Wars. It's an arc. You can actually find it in trade now. If you go to your local comic store, ask them about. I think it was called Secret. Yeah, Secret Wars. The not the old one. This is the Nick Fury secret mission against that area. So they send in a strike team, and the strike team takes her out. They drop a castle on her. Actually, they blow up the castle. She they think she dies, but she actually comes back as a cyborg. And the next time she sees her, she reveals this information that Nick Fury tried to overthrow this country. And this is when Nick Fury is deposed as. This is right before Civil War, actually. Nick Fury is deposed as leader of Shield. So after Shield was like taken apart by with Norman Osborn after Civil War, not after Civil War, after Secret Invasion, she sort of disappeared into Marvel obscurity until now. um, so now that everyone's back on the radar, they now have a new mission, a tougher mission, and that's you had to go. They had to prevent a world war. No biggie apparently. Um, and then you see we move to Doctor Doom or the Doombot and Lucia, and you see that Lucia has this guy, this Doombot thinks he's Doctor Doom, and Lucia controlling him. And she explains, Doctor Doom, in case he ever went missing or something happened, he programmed his Doombots to be able to emulate him and rule in his stead. And but she before she was attacked, she managed to take one and she reprogrammed it and saved it. So they're gonna use this Doombot to start this war. So we then move to Bucky and Natasha and Nick and the plan, or not Nick, their intel guy, I forgot his name. But they're gonna basically parachute, or they're gonna go to the Ivarian embassy where the real Doctor Doom is, and he's in a. They're suiting up in this weird, like Iron Man-ish tech, or like suits or jackets. This guy explains, Mr. Fantastic made these up. They're from Reed Richards. They're teleportation rigs, basically, because they can't use parachutes to get into the Latvian embassy. They're gonna free fall through the sky, and when they get a certain height above the ground, they're gonna teleport into the building. They should be fine. Mr. Fantastic built it. Usually his crap doesn't go wrong. So they free fall and jump, and I'll talk about. So they're falling. And Tasha's like screaming at the top of her lungs. She's obviously like having like this is awesome. And so they teleport and they get inside, and they hide their stuff, and they manage to sneak in, and they do their super spy stuff. Bucky explains, um, they have to be quick because there's cameras, but he manages to use his actually arm manages to loop the feed for like 2 or 3 seconds, or and so he could take out the guards and move on, fast. But he's like, you know what? Even with these cameras, Doctor Doom probably has a lot more like installed in his embassy. Probably has video door alarms, heartbeat monitors on his guards, temperature sensors everywhere. He probably knows how much oxygen they're using. So they get inside and Doom senses them, or he knows they're there. He puts on his mask and he sort of starts shooting laser beams at everything, or whatever Doctor Doom does. I guess he's like half magic, half like scientist. So he starts fighting them, and Bucky explains, he's never met Doctor Doom. He studied him, he's Doctor Doom, but he's never met him. He's faster than he expected, and Doctor Doom pretty much whoops up on him. And Bucky tries to explain, he's like, this is a trap. Someone's trying to use you. You're about to be framed for an event. And then we move on, and we see actually one of the sleeper agents and the Doombot, and they're in a truck, and they're in front of the United Nations, and that's where the issue ends. So, all in all, this was a great issue. I really like how it's not like they're just blowing crap up. This is very sneaky. There's a lot of technology used in it. It's like this spyish. They're using these. It's a spy themed book. It's a book about like doing things undercover, and which is what I liked about Warren Ellis's run on Secret Avengers, which is run the mission, don't get seat, save the world. This is it. This is Ed Brubaker is using that idea in this book. Do this missions, save the world. You gotta do it undetected because he is dead. And if he gets found out, this is just a start up this whole like shenanigans. And there's so much, as I said earlier in my video, it's steeped in so much realism in terms of just history as in the Cold War and this animosity between the Russians, ex-KGB, and how they feel that they never lost, that the war is still going on in their minds. In regards to them being superheroes, it's the realism that sometimes realism helps a lot, and when there's such a dense like history and backstory behind that you can draw upon, that helps a lot. So, great story by Ed Brubaker. I love how they're involving Doctor Doom and this whole idea that Doctor Doom, because he is the ruler of his own country, can't start a world war, and that's the plan. He's gonna probably kill every delegate in the UN, and everyone's just starts blasting like just nukes and crap will start flying, and this is probably their goal to incite this type of violence. Um, Other than the story, which is really really good, I guess it's the art that really solidifies this book. The art, and especially the coloring. It's the coloring that the art is really really good. Butch does a great job in his characters. Natasha Romanoff, Black Widow, she's sexy, but it's not overplayed. Like she's not half naked. Her costumes, even though she still does up, she still has this allure to her, especially in like the first and second issues. This issue you don't see her as much. You see her from far away, but she still has this allure to her whenever she's on. Characters are attractive. It's just, you know, but it's the coloring that helps. This pale tones and colors that help set the stage for the book that really help a lot. It makes it seem like more spyish. That there's a lot of shadows, deep and dark, and you don't really see certain faces because they're hidden, which is actually something that I didn't expect. You expect a superhero comic book to be really bright. This is very unexpected for something like, and it it does a great deal in making it more, I guess, real. The realism, like I've been saying, is helps a lot for this book. Um, One of the best, actually, if you get a chance to pick up this book or even look at it, best splash pages is the the way it's actually laid out. When they're free falling into the Liverian embassy, you just see them. It's like instead of having traditional panels, which are horizontal and vertical, this slants it, and it's actually really really interesting. You see a plane and you see them opening, but there's so much free space, and it's just a different panel, and you see them jump, and it just the way it's laid out is actually helped a lot with just imagining yourself free falling through the sky. Other than that, great art, great story, great issue. I'm really liking it. I'm gonna be actually giving it a 5 out of 5. It was really really good. I hope Brubaker does. I hope he keeps doing this whole mission secrecy things. There's so much he could do. There's so much Marvel backstory and a lot of Marvel stuff that Marvel history that he could draw upon. As well as regular history. So thanks for watching, guys. Not much else to say. I'm gonna be actually doing a Defenders review later. Defenders doing it for, but thanks for watching. I hope you guys have a great weekend.